Everyone, welcome back live stream. Thank you for joining us for our lunch, or if you're watching this after the fact, thank you for just checking out the video. So today we are going to be running a destroyer style deck. So it's the same deck list that we showcased in our last video. So I'm not going to go through a rundown of what the deck list entails, but if you want to see a little bit more in-depth breakdown of each of the cards, then go ahead and check out the video. It is on our channel, the video released just before this one. And so while we are waiting for people to jump in, let's make sure that we got live. And so it does look like we have a couple of viewers coming in. So we should be live on both platforms, both Twitch and YouTube. We're streaming simultaneously, and so thank you guys for jumping in. Hey Mac, thank you for coming back, joining us for another lunch stream. I'm excited that we're able to just run a couple more games, just jump back in and chat with you guys. I've been enjoying just kind of being able to get that break away, and still be able to get our daily content out. And so we have the sneaky spy here. We have cloning vats, so we can... Hey Alex, hey Albert, thank you for jumping in and joining us. I hope that you guys are having a great day so far, and I hope we have some pretty good games coming up. So we have cloning vats. I don't know that that's huge for us, but we are going to go ahead and play our Iceman. That will potentially break their curve up a little bit, which will hurt them from being able to drop like those key resources that they have. And then with Lemuria... Hey Taylor, yeah, we're running a destroyer deck today. Alex, I'm so glad that you were able to jump in and join us. Yeah, we've been trying to live stream a little bit more, and it's something that I'd like to do more often. It just, with pushing daily Snap content and with a full-time job, a family, it gets kind of tough. So this is the time slot that we found, and we've been enjoying it quite a bit so far. We're going to go ahead and just drop our Daredevil this turn. That will allow us to kind of get a sneak read on their turn 5 play, which is really, really big. And I don't think we necessarily need to invest resources over into Asgard. We have some of our pretty good cards already in hand. I think we're going to go ahead and hit them with another Iceman. We have armor, which will protect this lane. So we're just gonna lock that in. Taylor, if you haven't got a chance yet, drop Cloak onto Sinister London. Oh, and then you can just move cards pretty much wherever. Kat, hey, welcome back to the live stream. Hey Looney Tune, thank you for jumping in and joining us. Hey, it's that live streamer guy. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I'm also full-time working and I can't play as much as previous seasons. I'm just glad that you're still enjoying the content. I understand. Hey, Mr. Big Time, thank you for jumping in and joining us. I understand if you're not able to watch the videos every day. We're putting out a lot of content, but we're enjoying playing, and so we want to push that onto you guys and let you guys see and feel how much fun we're having with it. Hey Zombie, thank you for jumping in and joining us live. So they drop Electro, so they can only drop 1 card per turn. So we know that they're going to have some pretty heavy hitting cards. I think we might do something. I think we'll stack our cards in Lemuria, which will protect them. We then have the option of either doing Professor X here or Professor X here. Dustin, I don't know if you have to choose what game you're playing on YouTube from the stream details, but it says we're it says we're playing WWE Supercard. Hey Johnny McKay, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Speaking of, I added a couple of different updates to the stream overlay. So now YouTube subscriptions will pop up, Twitch follows, YouTube memberships will pop up. You'll get a cool different kind of emote, and then super chats have their own as well. But each of those have been added now. So they have Doctor Doom. They're sending 5 power here. So that will make them 9 power. If we drop our Professor X here, that puts us at 10 power. Or our Professor X goes off before their Doctor Doom, right? So we could sneak away Professor X here in their Iron Man lane, leaving them in a pretty tough spot. As long as, since we have initiative we can tell with the glowing portrait, we should be able to get that off. It makes me nervous because I know that they have a Doombot pending going over there, but it should lock it down first. So we're playing. I mean, we gotta branch out into new games. WWE Supercard. Dustin, I'm gonna check that out after this game to see if we can update it. Hey Pokey, what's up? How's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us during our live stream. We're going to go ahead and snap back at them. I think the Destroyer here is going to push us up over what power level they'd be able to push. Joseph, hey, let's go. What's good? The Gigantamind Marvel Snap YouTuber. And then the Flashbang Colossus. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and joining us for our lunch live stream. It's given me something to kind of look forward to each day, and I don't know that I'm going to do it every single day of the week, but we're going to try to do it as much as we can. Hey, AO, thanks for granting our request, playing the Destroyer deck. Yeah, no. So I just went to test it out. It wasn't something that I knew for sure I was going to play. I tested it out, and it just felt fantastic. So let me pull up the YouTube stream, see if I'm able to select what game we're playing, so that we get off of WWE Supercard, and then we'll jump into some more games. And so let's see. Tetra, feels bad seeing everyone play Daredevil, but I can't play it. Hopefully they have a global release, or they have something come up where you're able to get the premium season pass. I apologize. I'm so sorry that you're not able to pull it up and get it at least now. But eventually you'll get it, kind of like Wave. Wave is being added now. So the game, it says game title is optional. So I'm going to add Marvel Snap into this, and then we'll jump into a new one. I can't believe it just auto told you guys that we were playing WWE. Okay, so it should be saved. If not, if you'll check here in a second, see if it updated, we will go ahead and jump into another game. Bradford, I thought Destroyer was created by Odin. I seriously need to know what WWE Supercard is like. I mean, it may be something that we check out. Brother, it's a WWE in here with your beatdown. So we have the Nova, Daniel Fausto. Looking forward to our next match. Keep up the good content. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you jumping in, joining us, and just checking out the live stream. Pokezod, I have only one card left for Pool 2 free to play. So you're getting close. We actually pulled our next set of cards on Sulky Hulky, the free to play account. Sulky Hulky's luck is unmatched. It's insane. We have a really sleek variant that we pulled from last season cash before it reset, and then our pools overall just nuts. I think that should be the main account. Hey Doma, back at the lunchtime streams. Yeah, we're fitting it in where we can, Doma. You played twice and we're tied. I look forward to our tiebreaker match, Daniel. You won't escape my what a cool beard. I trimmed it up a little bit, not anything major, but we did trim it up just a little bit. Hey Joseph, thank you so much for the super chat.
Great content, man.
And so that is the new kind of emote or emoji that comes up with the super chats. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps out. And right now we're wanting to invest in some better equipment. And so it is greatly appreciated. So we're going to lock in the Viper to send Ninja over into Shadowlands, so that they have the -4 over there. We're going to drop Colossus, then we may potentially lock down this lane with a Professor X. Hey Siri, hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for our lunch live stream. And the deck is phenomenal. Yeah, this deck list is so much stronger than what I thought it would be. It's been nuts. And then make sure I didn't miss any. So the new notifications that we have, subscriptions will come through so that I can appreciate you guys, but they will only come through if you are marked as publicly display your YouTube subscriptions. Otherwise, it'll still keep it hidden. Do we take a? Oh no, we have to play cards here. Ugh. So in that case, I think we're just going to go with the Deathlock and the Iceman here. I bet they play something pretty decent with their inversed. They got the early Mr. Negative, so this is going to be a tough win. Jeremy, you've been playing a week, have almost all pull 1 cards and just got infinite. Hey, congratulations. The early levels, you're able to do some pretty cool things with some of the deck builds, some of the bots that you go up against. And so, I mean, even there, hitting infinite that quickly is I mean, it's no small feat. So congratulations. Gallagher Gal, Sulky Hulky will slowly but surely get better than your main. So we didn't pull Mystique with Sulky Hulky, but I was very, very afraid that we were going to, and we were going to get Mystique on Sulky Hulky before we got it on the main account. So here, I think we probably lose this one because they have some pretty good power pushes that they can drop in their inversed cards. But we do need to come up over them here and win this lane. Taylor, a MODOK card would be sick. He should be a 4/6 that kills all 2 costs. I didn't think about having cards that have like specific card kills other than the 1-drop for a while, and I think it'd be something that would add a pretty good level of strategy to it. Zombie, a sub for rescue. I think Cosmo is pretty decent, but Warpath I think would be more ideal here. And so then we come up over them in power level no, we don't. It's unfortunate. But Warpath is a definite other good option because most of the time you're going to be playing into just 2 lanes. And so Warpath can trigger his Honorville or his ongoing ability pretty consistently. I think this game will add more characters in Marvel comic in the future. Yeah, so they are they like long-term prospects. They've talked about adding or wanting to add about 1 card every week. And so as new like movies come out, as new like big focuses come out. Hey Alex, thank you so much for, and wait, it didn't pop up. Maybe it takes a second. It didn't pop up on our notifications. There it is. Hey, thank you so much, Alex, for the super chat.
Try my Destroyer deck version.
Yeah, absolutely. You sent it in a comment from today's video, right? You're running Lady Sif, Ghost Rider, and if I'm not mistaken, Infinaut in it as well, right? It's something I'd absolutely try out. Shout out my name, Feedy. Feedy. How much do you know Marvel as a whole? So Pokey, I'm working on reading some of the comics. Before this, I wasn't a big comic person. I didn't have access to a lot of the comics. But I have subscribed to Marvel's comic service now, and we're slowly working our way through. I've always been a Marvel cinematic fan. Not so much the TV shows or the series, but the movies, I'm pretty current. The only one I haven't seen so far is Thor. The latest Thor. The other ones I have. Don't forget to eat your lunch, mate. Thank you so much. We are definitely not missing any meals over here. And so I usually after this I'll usually like eat in between like service requests or meetings or calls. And so I usually end up eating. I guess while I'm back at work. Wouldn't it be better if we had to choose between 3 card when we open the collector's cache? I don't know. I know that they have been that they were going for something that kind of feels fresh. Like nobody's going to get the same 2 cards when they pull a pack. And so I don't know if that goes along with what they were like envisioning. I I would like a mode where we can draft like between 3 cards, and we can kind of like an arena in Hearthstone. But as far as like the style where they want it to feel like everyone has a different collection until they get to the very end, I think it kind of goes against what they were had envisioned. So for turn 5 here, I don't know that we take a chance and lock this down. I think maybe we play Rescue instead, and then we hope to draw into something a little bit smaller so we can do our Deathlock here and then do the double trigger of Rescue in mid. I feel like the devs are a bit... Hey Zoma, thank you so much for the follow on our Twitch. How much... Let's see. I feel like the devs are a bit lacking adding new cards besides Daredevil. So right now they don't have a good medium for releasing the cards. They're reassessing like their monetization model. We'll get to a point where they're able to kind of get caught up on the cards. They just don't know exactly what that looks like yet. Your opponent played Leach last game and it was useless. How's the climb going, Willow? So it is slow go. Hey Reaper Quest, thank you so much for the follow. It's slow go. So we are around 76. Between this and our Thor deck, it's pretty good, but we haven't been able to invest as much time as we would have liked. So they dropped a Mighty Thor, so they're going to have a pretty large power push here. I don't know that we win this one. We're going to let it play out anyways. We have a decent push in this lane with like 12 power, and then we'll buff up all of our cards. I think this lane should be okay. This is the one that we are worried about, though. Hey Ibram, hey, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for our live stream. Doma, what do you think of the rescue buff from 5 to 4? Does it feel too strong that it needs a nerf? I don't think it... We'll go ahead and retreat. We were fine losing 2, but 4 is a little bit tough to swallow. Doma, I feel like rescue is in a pretty decent spot, although with people finding out about like the good... like follow up with a Professor X, that makes Professor X a lot more consistent, even if you don't have the Daredevil read. That I think we'll have to watch it pretty closely. Oh my gosh, we're so far behind. Alex, thank you for sending it through Discord. We'll pull it up and we'll check it out. Hey Unknown, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us live. Zoma, happy to catch you live. I do not have Green Goblin. What should I replace him with? So Cosmo's pretty decent. Someone also recommended a... Ooh, so we have a Galactus. That doesn't... When it destroys the other locations, does it destroy our other cards? I don't think it would. So I don't think it would trigger our Nova. But we're going to be able to drop him on 6 anyways. Because I don't think I've ever naturally played our Galactus here. Did you enjoy the... Hey Feedy. Hey Feedy, thank you so much for the follow. I haven't watched Love and Thunder. I've watched... Ragnarok was the last one that I watched. He's eating Marvel Snap for lunch today. But Zoma, for replacement, I would say either Cosmo or somebody suggested potentially doing a Hulkbuster, which I thought was kind of clever. It merges into that same lane. That way you still keep that lane space, and it positively impacts your side of the board. Let's get caught up. Pokey, so did you come to this game because it's Marvel, because it's a card game, or something else? A mixture. So I came to the initial draw of it was that it was Marvel. The unique gameplay is kind of what like locked me in and made it feel really, really solid. Like it just feels different than what the other games are doing right now. And I've played so much of Hearthstone, so much Legends of Runeterra, that this felt fresh, and it felt like something that I don't know. It was a breath of fresh air. So it was something unique, and that really drew me in. Doma, the game mode would sound really cool. Decks would be really different compared to pre-built. And I know that they're looking at adding additional game modes. They just don't know the timeline. So we ended up not dropping Juggernaut here because we don't want to push it into Sanctum Sanctorum. I heard the reason they don't want to do a pick 3 is because they believe players would regret decisions they make, and it would lead to a negative feeling. But there's also a certain amount of negative feeling. It's more so like fear of missing out or FOMO for drawing into like cards that aren't necessarily ideal. So I don't know either way. But pick 3, yeah. If you picked Destroyer and then ended up not enjoying it, and then you're kind of kicking yourself. I could see that. Still waiting for tournament mode, yes. I'm excited to try out the new game mode once they release it. We're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit because we're so far behind. So if I missed your message, just go ahead and throw it back in. Hey Joshua, thank you for joining us live. Ardref, I got wave card on cash today. Nice. So it's good that it's finally in the pool 3 rotation. I'm glad that you're able to pull it now. I think we lose this one. Because even if we do Galactus, it's not going to destroy their Groot. I think this becomes really tough. I don't know that we win Klyntar either, but we're gonna play it at least another turn until they either snap or do something that we just can't compete with. I love that this game feels really quick and one that I can actually just play. When you're waiting at Starbucks. Yeah, so I found myself just like casually playing it whenever I'm going from like store to store, or maybe whenever I'm riding from like point A to point B as a passenger. Instead of something like Hearthstone where you may get into a game and it ends up being 45 minutes because each player is like roping, and it can end up taking a ridiculous amount of time. I don't think this is enough to win, but we're going to drop Blue Marvel anyways. That would currently push us up over their power level here, and as long as we break the tiebreaker, we'd be okay, but I think we end up losing. How can you not play Galactus? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. If we play him now, we already have a card here. We would have had to wait till turn 6. It would have kept their Groot. It just wasn't a great play. The cool animation wouldn't have went off had we played it after Agent 13. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you guys felt so strongly about it. Next time we pull Galactus, we'll play it. If it's in a video, we'll throw it in anyways. Even if it tanks the game, we'll do it. You really need slow mode right now. I'm trying to find a good balance. If you're gonna lose, okay, that makes sense. If you're gonna lose, you might as well go out with style. I'm trying to find a good balance of keeping up with gameplay, keeping up with chat. I don't know that we're big enough that we need slow mode yet, but I'm sure we'll get there someday. Thank you for the chilled chat room. These are rare on YouTube. I appreciate it very much, and I'm grateful. Yeah, no, thank you so much for jumping in and just checking out the live stream, enjoying the content with us. We're putting out daily videos, and then we're trying to do some more live streams in between like our work schedule. So I just appreciate you jumping in and just enjoying the content with us. We're going to throw Daredevil into Monster Island. That's going to give us a read on turn 5 to know a little bit better what to play. I don't like playing into X-Mansion early. Because it could turn out that you pull a Carnage or you pull a Deathlock and it destroys whatever you place there. So Unknown Channel, I'm a student learning game design. Oh wow, nice. And I'm having a ball studying these mechanics. Yeah, so it's like a good mashup of several different games, and so I think it's something that is definitely it's definitely unique. Once they do a global release, I think it's going to have a pretty big draw. And so we're going to play still thinking of Galactus. We're going to play Colossus and Nova into Shadowland. We'll be able to drop Deathlock to destroy all but Colossus here, and we have the option of where we drop Professor X next turn. Does anyone get Thanos from X-Mansion? I think it is in the pool. I haven't seen it pulled directly, but I think it's possible. I mean, to be real, you don't have to answer all of us. Interaction in general is really nice. Oh my gosh, they pulled a Typhoid Mary and we pulled a Goose. That feels bad for X-Mansion lane. Good for the other lanes though. And we have the flashbang. We definitely have the flashbang Colossus going on. So we're gonna go ahead and drop Deathlock this turn. We'll get a read on what they drop next turn, so we can know if we need to drop Professor X in one lane or another. Today I got Galactus from Agent 13 playing my Devil Dino. Then got Wave with Galactus or Goblins with Galactus is going to be huge. So Goose, oh wow, words are tough today, guys. Goose isn't great for our Professor X because we can't play Professor X into the X-Mansion because you can't play any 4, 5, or 6 cost cards there. is that ongoing effect on Colossus being... I mean, with the latest update, they changed the Colossus effect. It no longer can't be destroyed. It's now flashbang your enemies and stun them for a turn. So they drop a Killmonger. We don't have any one-drop... I mean, we have a one-drop card that it's going to hit. But not over here. They have initiative, so it's going to turn first no matter what. We can lock down this lane, but then this one is going to be a really tough sell to win. I mean, maybe we don't go with Professor X, and instead we go Armor and Green Goblin, and we hope that we draw into our Destroyer next turn. We have a 25% chance to get it. That would give us, keep the 9 power here and allow us to push 16 more, and it's going to negatively impact them by 3. I think that's a little bit more needed rather than locking down the game with Professor X. Fill up their Monster Island with Goblin seems fun. That would have been a good play line as well. I wonder how a 2v2 will work. Gallagher Gal, have they mentioned that they want to do a 2v2? I may have overlooked that one. We don't draw into it, so that kind of seals it in. We don't have any way to follow up on the rescue. We don't have any great play for Professor X, so we're going to have to respectfully retreat. In which deck Infinaut is good. Large minion decks, large minion decks, Infinaut's really good in a deck that has Sunspot, he's good. And then a rotation deck, so a similar to, hey E-Style, welcome, better late than never. I'm so glad that you were able to join us for our lunch stream. You only missed maybe 25 minutes of it, so it's not too bad. But a rotation style deck is good with Infinaut as well. If you're looking to play him naturally, definitely something with Sunspot, maybe an armor to protect your Sunspot from Killmongers. It just really depends on what point you're at in the collection. And then another one I like, if you have Dracula, is a Khazar Zoo style deck that has Infinaut as your one big card. You can drop Dracula, you can dump your hand on 5 and 6, and then Dracula will pull into your Infinaut. Is a combination that I like. This feels like a retreat game. Yeah, definitely a retreat game. After the Nakia nerf, I can't get my Deadpool deck to fire. The Nakia nerf was brutal. It was a tough one. I still haven't figured out a good way to play Nakia now that it only targets 2 cards. The only thing I can think of is in like a Swarm style deck, and with that you're going to have to really limit your hand size before you play it. Because this is a lunch stream, what is your favorite thing to eat for lunch? I am a huge pasta person, so I like making like a goulash. I use turkey meat instead of ground beef to make it a little bit healthier, whole wheat noodles, and so definitely a some version of a pasta. Can Iceman hit a 6-drop? He can't. Baron Mordo can, but Iceman, it specifically says that the card cost is a maximum of 6. We're going to send Green Goblin over into Asgard. We want to try to win that lane if possible to keep them from getting the upside. Such a horrible day. Hope everyone is going better than mine. Hey, Jose, I'm so sorry to hear that your day is not going well. I hope it picks up from here, and then that you end up having that it ends up turning around. If you hear like a squeaking in the background, one of my dogs is dreaming somewhere. They dream and they kind of squeak whenever they're dreaming. Just have to drop your cards before playing Nakia. Yeah, and it makes it tough because it only hits 2. So unless it's a token like Brood, then getting the upside out of it is tough to consistently trigger. The best way to win this patch is to blind your opponent with Colossus, and then I hope your deck gets better. Yeah, we've been having some not so great luck, but it's okay. It will turn around. The best way to win this patch is to I already read that. Do we have Cerebro? Yes, we have Cerebro. We want to do some more cool Cerebro builds at some point. We just haven't found exactly where or how we want to do them. I'd like to do a Cerebro 6 deck at some point. I think that'd be fun to do. So do we do something like an armor and a deathlock this game, or this turn? We can also do a Hobgoblin, which would negatively impact them by 8. But locking down this lane... Hey, Oli, thank you for the follow. Locking down mid... I don't know that the 8 power is going to do it, though. We're going to lock it in. I don't know that that's the best play, though. Smithy, nice to see these regular Din streams. Yeah, no, it's something that I've wanted to do. I've wanted to live stream more, but it just becomes so difficult. Oh, and then they have the Hobgoblin, so they... Oh my gosh, we're having such a bad lunch stream. We're going to retreat again. Have you considered doing a Twitch Plays snap stream? That would be so great. I would enjoy that so much. And so by that you mean the Twitch viewers get to choose like what deck, like what cards we draft, what order we play them, that sort of thing. I think that would be so much fun. Please add a win-loss counter. We'll update the template after today to add a win-loss counter. Right now, it'd be embarrassing to pull up. We're probably like, I think it's 2 and 3. Definitely not great here. What emulator do you use? We use BlueStacks. The stream should be titled Retreat Montage. Lunchtime and retreat is what this is turning into. We are going to go ahead and drop our Daredevil. Got Infinite 3 days ago. Hey, Austin, congratulations. We're still kind of messing around. We haven't like really tried any of the really try-hard decks so far. I think I want to climb with our Thor deck. I had a lot of fun with that one. And then, hey, Paul, live stream. Yeah, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for the live stream. I've been having a lot of fun with a Thor deck, that cycle deck that we did yesterday. And I think I want to try to push to Infinite with that one. So we're going to stack some of our cards into Westview here because they will be protected by armor. We're going to be able to tell what the opponent plays on turn 5 unless they drop their own Daredevil. I climbed with Clog style deck. What is a Clog style deck? Endoma, how hard is it to reach Infinite? I found that it really depends on your collection log level. So if you're a little bit... So this turned into cards can't be played here. That's perfect. We can throw Deathlock into Strange Academy. He could potentially move over into Sanctum Sanctorum. Otherwise, we're going to destroy him with Destroyer next turn. Doma, it depends on what your collection log level is. So if you're in the lower collection, you get some easier bots, and so you can really have some crap. So clog up their board. That makes so much sense. Thank you, Zombie. If you're against the easier bots, you can usually cheese them out with like an Infinaut, like a cheesy Infinaut. You skip turn 5, it makes them think that they've won, and then they snap, and then you can snap in return. Deadstorm, been playing a snap bait deck with Doom, Invisible Woman, and Wong. That sounds very, very sneaky. You hide, I assume you hide Wong and Doom behind Invisible Woman, and then all of a sudden you have a 10 power push in your other lanes, right? And so they play an Abomination. These cards are going to move after this turn. I think we play our Hobgoblin here. That way it has a chance of going into the Sanctum Sanctorum after Strange Academy triggers here. How to make Quinjet work. I never seem to make him work. He's good in a collector style deck where you're running like an Agent 13, a Sentinel, Cable, Mantis potentially. He works pretty well in that one, in allowing you to drop your cards consistently. He's also pretty decent in a low to the ground beast style deck where you I think it works. You put the cards, you bounce them back into your hand with beast. I think Quinjet reduces their cost. Ash, saw the video earlier today. I found it so funny when you destroyed and didn't realize. Yeah, no, that was so bad. It was one of those moments that like I was talking through it, I didn't see it at all. I had no idea until it was going off. We shouldn't have won that one. Yeah, we shouldn't have won that one. I felt so bad because they definitely deserved the cubes more than we did on that game. Mostly bots have unique card variants. How do you know when it's a bot? Unique card variants is the key. So like a black and white card is specifically released to bots right now, and no one else has access to it. How can I make a Hobgoblin deck? Daredevil is good if you have access to Daredevil. Daredevil is good for being able to consistently push your Hobgoblin into their lane, and then potentially a clog style deck, like a junk deck where you're flooding their board, but that one also needs to have a Daredevil so that you can consistently trigger the Hobgoblin. Otherwise, it becomes a little bit risky because they could flood the board. You could be stuck with a -8 power. And so without being able to guarantee that it goes over, I found that Hobgoblin feels... I tend to not run Hobgoblin unless I can guarantee it. Hey, Mitchell, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for the live stream. Let's see, Alex, would you like to try a ramp deck with Wong and Moon Knight and Black Bolt to discard all of their cards? So I was thinking about that yesterday, doing a Psylocke or an a Psylocke into Wong early, and then following that up with a Moon Knight and a Black Bolt is something that I've considered. I don't know how consistent it would be, but I think it would be fun whenever it does work. So for this turn, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to drop our Colossus and Iceman into Muir Island because those are going to get buffed up every single turn. I found the unreleased Uncle Ben's card effect. I haven't seen what's Uncle Ben's card effect? Just pulled Leach. Any ideas for a deck? Smithy, Leach is really difficult to use. Because of the low power output and how late in the game you have to drop him, the only way that you could potentially make it work is maybe like being able to cheat him out or cycle into him, but even then it's really inconsistent. So at 5 cost, I haven't found a great way that's consistent. Oh, Kat, you ended up 5 minutes behind without realizing it. Nico, thank you so much for the follow. We didn't add the subscriber emoji or alert on screen for our YouTube. We added super chat and membership additions. Hey Benny, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you jumping in and being here with us today. Uncle Ben creates a copy of Spider-Man when he gets destroyed. Does it really? Oh man. I've seen some people say that they are going to run Uncle Ben in a discard deck just for the lulz, so that they can discard it and see their opponent, and just for the power play of killing Uncle Ben. When he died, add Spider-Man to your hand. Oh yeah, and we do have a Discord going. It's small but growing. And so if you guys are interested, speaking of Leach, they went ahead and dropped Leach, but at 3 power, going into the final turn, it really doesn't have a huge impact. So, thank you, Zombie, for linking the Discord for us. And so we're ahead by 5 here. We're ahead by 12 in Muir Island. Do we go with pushing this one up over that? Oh, well. With Sewer System, we're not going to be able to because it's a -1. So maybe we just drop them into the Isle of Silence instead. Because I don't think they're going to have a card big enough to come up over our power level here. I think our best bet is Isle of Silence. I saw that he uploaded a 6 Cerebro deck, but I haven't checked it out. I think I like the idea of a 6 Cerebro deck. I just don't know how consistent it would be in practice. Ooh, so we come up over their Maximus power level by 1. Wow. And so we sneak out a win there. What do you? Uncle Ben needs to be destroyed by Sandman. There's going to be so many funny play mechanics with Uncle Ben if they ever release him. Like, they could change his effect before he's released, but I think I think I agree. It is kind of dark of them that when he's destroyed, it comes out with Spider-Man. Yeah, we barely squeaked that win out. Like it was, it took everything we had. And so next up we have Cal, and again, thank you guys for jumping in and joining us for the live stream. I enjoy chatting with you guys and just having a kind of laid back, chill, like hour-long stream. I've been finding really fun. It's something that I've been looking forward to. Like it gives me a reason to kind of look forward to lunch each day. Do we know the stat line of the Spider-Man Uncle Ben makes? We don't. If it's just a standard Spider-Man, it would be a 4 cost 2 power, which is tough to use in his own regard. I'm so confused by the early Ebony Maw play that I'm not sure where to play. Oh, so they have an Invisible Woman. So are they running maybe an ongoing buff style deck? Multiple, same Spider-Man, so 4/2. So on turn 4, transform into one of the other locations. So this could potentially turn into miniaturized lab, and then they're not going to be able to play cards until turn 6. I kind of hope that's where it goes, and that's what happens. So we're going to go ahead and drop our Deathlock into Mirror Dimension just in case it does lock down. Or do we need to? We can play him into the vault instead and push some power there. We can always send them a Hobgoblin since they're not able to play in this lane. Can Hela pass into the Maw lane? So Hela can revive cards into the Maw lane, into any lane that's not locked down. The only thing that really limits it is a Professor X. Or if you happen to somehow play it before Miniaturized Lab, so before turn 6, they wouldn't be able to be added into Miniaturized Lab. And so we do get the Miniaturized Lab upside here, so they can't play any cards. They're stuck. I think we just play our armor this turn. Next turn, we hit them with a Hobgoblin. We hope that we pull into Destroyer by turn 6. That way we have a chance of pushing and winning this other one. I think we'll snap off of this just because they're so limited in how many cards and where they can play them. Pulled Mystique lately. Can only use with Iron Man or Cerebro. Don't have a Wong for Crazy Gambit. Ironheart swings. You'll unlock him. Hey, Master Disaster. Thank you so much for the follow. You'll get it. You'll end up pulling some of those cards before too long. We're still waiting on Mystique. And so the opponent can't play cards. I think it's wrong that Daredevil can see. So they can't anymore. So Austin, I think that was a glitch initially. Wait, is Whatbot broken, Master? Is it not replaying the messages from YouTube over to Twitch and Twitch to YouTube?
Victory.
But Austin, whenever Daredevil first came out, there was a glitch where you could, but it looks like they've patched it. I played Daredevil and they had an Invisible Woman, and I wasn't able to see any cards that they didn't play that turn. Oh, they're YouTube. yeah. So Master, we're streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time today. So since we're not an affiliate on Twitch, we can multi-stream without any issues. So if you see a whole bunch of restream bot messages, that's what it's from. Hitmonkey is an unreleased card I'm really excited for. Hey Thosier, thank you so much for the follow on our YouTube channel. And that is where we do most of our live or most of our content. And so if you are looking for more like daily Marvel Snap, we're not going to be able to do streams every day. We're going to try and do them as often as possible. But if you do want more content and you haven't seen, if you're on Twitch and you haven't seen our YouTube, definitely head over and check it out. The link is in the About Me below the stream. So here we're going to play Bucky Barnes because I think it'll be fairly easy to win this lane with a Danger Room. Hey, Librion. Oh man, that name messed me up. Librionesso. Thank you so much for the follow. So we're gonna play Bucky Barnes. If it gets destroyed by the 25% chance, we'll get the Winter Soldier. If not, it's okay. Did they also fix the Daredevil for Dark Dimension? I am not sure. I haven't seen that one play out. Pow. Ranked 40 now, so hard to climb. Depending on what collection log level you're in, you'll get there. Hey, Captain, thank you so much for the follow. TLSG, do you think that if they would add mediocre cards like Uncle Ben or 0-2 cards that jump on board like 1 for month, it would be meh, or do you think they should do card packs? I don't know. If a card feels underwhelming, people aren't going to look forward to the new card. And so I don't know. I think if they're doing cards that are really lackluster, that don't really feel like they have much good use, doing the once a week release may lose a lot of that buzz or a lot of the hype around the weekly card. But at the same time, you can't have overpowered cards every single week. And so I don't know for sure. I think it really depends on, I think it's going to depend on what they decide as far as like pushing out those cards and what mechanic they're going to have to do that. Doma, if you're affiliated with Twitch, does that mean you can't stream on YouTube? There's an exclusivity period of 24 hours if I stream on Twitch, where I can't have that footage anywhere else. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if is cloning your Nova here feeling greedy? So, maybe a little bit, but we can also do some cool things like an armor, or we could do Green Goblin, send it their way. We could clone our Nova, but there's no way for us to play it next turn. So maybe we just go with Green Goblin and armor, or we can just not play in this lane, anticipate that they're going to play a card here. Professor X doesn't run the risk of getting destroyed in Danger Room because of his ongoing ability will trigger before Danger Room would have. And so I don't think they play cards in Danger Room this turn. I think they follow up here, and so we should be able to sneak a lockdown in Danger Room, play our Destroyer into the cloning vats next turn. Easy to climb with Angela Bishop deck, mostly pull 1 and 2 cards. Hey, this is the first time I'm able to catch a stream. Hey, Severino, thank you so much for jumping in and just enjoying the live stream with us. We're doing live streams more often, so they're short live streams, but we're going to be able to do them more consistently. And so I'm glad that you're able to jump in and join us for the live stream. I hope that you enjoy it. So they snapped. What could they have? They played a card last turn with the Carnage. Do they have a Death Wave where they're going to play a Death and then something else? Hey, Jan, thank you. Hey, I don't know what I was thanking you for. Thank you for the chat message, I guess. Thank you for joining us for the live stream. I hope you're having a good day. I almost want to do the Destroyer here. So if they have Death and then another 6-drop card, I imagine they split them. Or they stack them here, not thinking we're going to invest a card here. I'm torn. I'm so torn. I'm going to go with the sewer system, but it's a coin flip. It could go either way. But we're gonna lock it in for the sewer system here. That's going to be a 15 power push. They do stack their cards into cloning vat, so I'm guessing like a Death and a Chavez, a Death and some other card. Oh no! We're so bad with the Destroyer. We forgot it would kill our rescue. We need to retire. We need to retire while we're out on top. Gallagher Gal. They should really make the Bifrost lane have the same effect as Heimdall to the left. So they added it because there was a lot of requests. We destroyed our rescue. There was a lot of requests to add different movement directions. So right now it's very linear. All move is to the left. So I think this was their first implementation of trying to move cards to the right and see kind of how that affected move style decks, the meta, and that sort of thing. What is happening? maybe Destroyer is not for. Oh man, add it to the Destroyer fail montage. I'm telling you guys, we have so much Destroyer fail footage. I don't know why it's so hard for me to wrap my brain around the fact that Destroyer is going to, I don't know, destroy cards. But apparently it is. You need a Carnage in this deck. So the idea is we replaced Carnage with something like Rescue for a good follow-up to on turn 5. We have Destroyer as our main Destroyer engine, so we can always place the cards that we want destroyed behind or in a lane and then drop Destroyer to have them destroyed. I think Carnage becomes a little bit too much destruction at some point. So there's a turn 7 this game. We're going to stack some resources into Hellfire Club. I think they're probably going to end up capping that one out. Plus, they have the armor, so we're going to be protected there. We're not going to hit the fail montage with Hellfire Club this game. So Odin Destroyer, is it good? Albert, how? I haven't seen an Odin Destroyer. How do you imagine it would be used? If you hit Destroyer with your Odin, it's going to destroy your cards again, which is not ideal. But good game last game. Did Hulk with Hulkster Mania? Yeah, we completely overlooked it. I honestly thought we were going to keep our rescue. We're adding it to our fail montage. But very good game, Hulkster. Thank you so much for for jumping in and joining us for the stream. Sure, but isn't Carnage just better than Deathlock? It depends on how many cards you get to destroy. If you destroy at least 2 cards, then yes. But if you drop Carnage in a lane that doesn't have any cards for you to destroy, then you don't get the upside. So you have to have that destruction trigger with your Carnage to make it better. Deathlock, we have the flexibility of dropping it into an armored lane, and we still get that 5 power. This is not good. We have Wong, and we're not able to lock it down because Professor X got hit. Or because of Dream Dimension, so it cost 1 additional. We're going to put our armor there just in case they're running Gambit, but big Spectrum plays, yeah. So it's the ongoing Wong Mystique. So it's going to be a 4 trigger of Spectrum here. So we have 1 additional turn. Do we lock it down so that they can't play any more cards here? We could also Hobgoblin, so if they drop 1 card, we cap out the lane the rest of the way. I think I'm going to try the Professor X. Yeah, with Doma, yeah. It looks like he jumped over to the Twitch side. Yeah, so with I don't know. We can lock it down so they can't get the entire combo off. Hopefully they drop an Onslaught this turn, which you have to drop first for it to actually trigger, right? We're going to go ahead and do Professor... No, we didn't.
Snap.
That's a snap. That's a snap. Oh man, why is that card so shiny? So it's a Colossus. In the last patch they did some kind of visual bug, and Colossus is just a flashbang wherever he goes. Anytime he's played, it's a big flashbang. Yeah, that's a big old snap. Wait, retreat. Are you saying they should retreat or we should retreat? Am I missing something, Chauncey? Because we have a destroyer here. Or we have a Destroyer and an Iceman since it's turn 7. Oh, 1-cost cards can't be played here. So we can play it after the Destroyer goes off. We'll get the Winter Soldier, the Nova. Actually, no, this has to be. Yeah, proper ruin their day. Yeah, they should. They definitely should here. We have the Nova trigger that's going to go off. Our cards in the middle and right. If this somehow turns into a fail montage, I think we have to end the stream at that point. Okay, they did retreat. Destroyer left, guaranteed win. I think Destroyer anywhere is a guaranteed win because they can't play cards. The Maw stops them from playing cards. They can't play cards here. So yeah. No matter where we played, we were going to win. And Wong and Mystique are crying in silence. That's the only downside with the Wong, like the Exodia combo, or just Wong in general. So if he is able to go off, he feels incredibly strong. But it's the same vibe as the Hobgoblin Viper play. It's so good whenever you get those. Whenever you get those to go off. But if Wong can go off, he is very, very strong. But I don't know that he's necessarily overpowered. Because you can either pull him with Magneto, you can lock it down with cards like a Professor X, and it's not going to still trigger that combo. You can clog up their board with the debris. You have several counter options, and unless you're just running a deck that doesn't have one of those, hey Corby, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, Corbin, I'm so sorry. Hey Corbin, thank you so much for the follow. If you don't have a way to counter it, then it's very, very strong. But the Exodia combo is really tough to get off if they have any kind of version of something that can counter it. And so, have you seen this glitch where all your cards are black? Yeah. Taylor, on my phone, it does that. When I'm playing on my phone, it does that a lot. And then I have to click on each card to figure out which card I want to play. It's kind of frustrating. I hope they end up getting it fixed soon. The seasonal mission forcing people to play Punisher is pretty annoying. They did the same thing with, and I don't think this is how you pronounce it, but Namor, a while back. And what I did was I threw him into a deck that, if we used him, okay, but we didn't have to use him. Ultra. I like Ebony Maw quite a bit in certain decks. I don't think he's trash. He has to have a deck built around him, but he can backfire quite a bit. Namor. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, they did the same thing with Namor, where you had to play him. I just threw him into a deck that didn't necessarily need to use him or didn't focus around him to complete that mission. So I'll eventually do that with this one as well. I think everyone calls him Namor. Yeah, so somebody pointed it out in one of my videos. I entirely forgot what it was. And so next turn, we're going to have to play cards into Avengers Compound. So we don't want to drop Rescue in one of the other lanes because we wouldn't be able to trigger the On Reveal. So I think a Rescue here, probably followed by a Professor X, is going to win us this location. With the Dracula, we probably shy away from Stark Tower and try to compete for Subterranean instead. Punisher plus Onslaught is a reasonable deck. I haven't thought about it, but yeah, Punisher by himself feels kind of underwhelming as a drop. And then Smithy, I didn't get to thank you on our last live stream for joining us as a member. I didn't have the notifications set up, but thank you so much for jumping in as a channel member. I hope that you enjoy the emojis. We actually just hit our 8th channel member, so we should be able to upload some new emojis. So if you guys have any other ideas for emojis that we could do, send them my way and we can see what we can make happen. Hood in this deck, surely. In the Destroyer deck, I think he'd be okay in place of like your Iceman. That way you can drop him, you can destroy him, and I think overall it'd be okay. Ooh, we don't have a good power push here, but I also don't want to drop into the Dracula lane because if they are running something where they have like Infinaut, a snap emoji. Okay, yeah, I like that. We could definitely add that. I don't think we win in Subterranean here, but I don't think we would win in the Dracula lane either. How did you find Marvel Snap? So I was playing Hearthstone, and I was watching one of the Hearthstone content creators, and ooh, we are gonna win here. I was watching one of the Hearthstone content creators, and I think it was Zeddy's video of is this the Hearthstone killer? And so like with the title like that, I of course was like, ooh, let's check out what's going on. And then I saw that it was Marvel. I signed up for the beta. Whenever I got accepted in, I tried it out. It looked like a really cool and unique concept. And then once I tried it out, I just kind of fell in love with it. It just feels really fresh right now. And so then it just kind of stuck. Literally just won the Punisher Onslaught combo. It's sort of viable as a mini combo. I could see that. It'd be kind of surprising. Your opponent really wouldn't anticipate it. Yeah, Zeddy. And I know there were a couple of videos like that, but I think Zeddy's was the one that I saw. I think they should rebalance Punisher with a lower power, but give him +2. At +1, he even against a capped out lane, he does feel underwhelming. Cat, if Hearthstone was like Marvel Snap and you could discover or pull random cards. Kareen, thank you so much for the follow. If you could... Oh my gosh, I just lost the message. If you could pull random cards from future mini sets, then Hearthstone would implode. Yeah, I don't think that card model works for Hearthstone. I don't think that model is viable for him. Why is your Daredevil still gray, not upgraded? So I haven't been spending my credits, and whenever I do, I've been spending it on the most expensive one. I'll show you all of my commons after this. Hey Cracked, thank you so much for the follow. I'll show you all of my commons after this. Since we're near the end of the collection log and pulling cards, we haven't actively been upgrading, and so whenever we do, it takes forever. And so we've just been focusing on the ones we can go from legendary to infinite, or from just as the highest credit cost per card upgrade, so that we can do it in the shortest amount of time. 4, 5, and 6 cards won't be able to be played here, which does make it kind of tough for them. I think we're going to play our Colossus. Let's go ahead and play our Colossus into Jotunheim. He won't be affected by the negative. Whenever we drop Destroyer, this is going to turn into a Bucky Barnes. So we'll have a 9 power push in Jotunheim just off the bat on turn 6. Favorite deck to get to Legend and Hearthstone in any meta? So it's more than likely like recency bias, but I was running a Charge Warrior when the meta was a Control Warrior, and so instead of doing Control, I switched it up. Did Charge to kind of surprise the opponent. They would mulligan incorrectly. They would play cards incorrectly, anticipating a Control, and then we just hit them with like a 1-turn kill Charge Warrior combo. Okay, so going from turn 4 into turn 5 here. Hey Severino, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Hey Yoshi bro, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I think we play Rescue over into Hellfire Club. I don't think it really benefits us to play it here. I think that's going to be pushing too much power into the lane. So we're going to play Rescue next turn, depending on if we draw into Professor X. If we draw into Professor X, that's Daddy Gaming, yeah, you're late. We're almost at our hour, so our lunch is almost over. I'm so sorry. You finally jumped in and caught us for a live stream, and it's late. ZX Boy, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I'm so glad you're enjoying the content, and I'm so glad you're here for the live stream. So for our rescue play, we're not going to hit a fail with our Destroyer. We're either going to protect it with armor or not drop Destroyer next turn. That's our only options here. So they can see what we're playing. I don't think they can flood Olympia, but I could be wrong. Hey, Ordinary Harry, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good live stream. And unfortunately, anyone from Ordinary Harry's stream that's jumping in, we are on our lunch live stream where it's just at this point a little bit over an hour. So after this game, we are going to be jumping off. I apologize if you haven't seen any of my content. If you we do most of our stuff on YouTube, and so you may check out our daily video uploads there, or the video or the replay on demand after this one ends. And so they aren't able to cap it out, but they come close. Do you think this game will add more plus point cube, like 10 cube? So they're adding a card that will double, if played, will double the final cube like value. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Ordinary Harry, thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful stream, and I appreciate the raid. And so here, we could play Destroyer, but it's not going to trigger because of their Cosmo. Do we play it here instead? That would give us 3 more. We'll have Colossus and 6, so we'll have 9. I think Destroyer in the left-handed lane is the play here. Yeah, thank you so much for the call out, DaddyGamingNightly. So we added in a notification so that if you subscribe to the channel, if you join as a member, which it's a pretty funny one. I enjoy the membership alert sound. I'm gonna give you guys a hint. It has to do with Wong. So they push mid. Do you think they push mid with an 8 cube victory, or with an 8 cube? I mean, if we drop Destroyer here, we'll be able to come up over them. So Fortnite Hunter. Oh, you're right. You were right. So they pull the Doc Ock. Very unfortunate. You would have won that one, Fortnite Hunter. I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking because they had Cosmo there, they would assume that they had foiled our plans and that they would play elsewhere. So what do you think should be nerfed next? I don't know. I haven't played around enough to know like what that looks like. I don't have any card at the top of my head that just feels like polarizing. So yeah, it was. We had a shot to win. You had the right read. I did not. They just nerfed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so we're still in kind of that discovery state. So we're gonna go ahead and play one more actually. We have a hard time. We have a hard time ending our streams. So the Destroyer won't pop up. It's still 18 versus 16. Okay. Yeah, that's true. GG's. Next up we have Garfunk. They have the Debris avatar. I'd like to unlock that at some point. Doma, thank you so much for the stream. I'm gonna go to sleep. Thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. I'm so glad you were able to catch us live, and I've enjoyed interacting and chatting with you. I hope you have a good night. I hope you're able to sleep well. So I think here we're gonna drop armor. If we catch it before they do something like a beast or a carnage, then we can lock in their low to the ground cards here. The Spider Woman hair icon. Oh, so we don't get it off before the beast, unfortunately. But yeah, the Spider Woman hair avatar. I don't know why I find it so funny. I just don't know how it being off centered made it into production. It's just I find it so funny. So here we don't have any just fantastic plays. We can do our Green Goblin, or we can do a Daredevil over here. Next turn we can do Rescue somewhere, but we can't play our big cards into the big house. And they have a lot of low to the ground cards that they can drop pretty cheap, so if they want to play the Raptors, they can. And they're going to be 0 cost. Hey Albert, thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel. I hope that you enjoy the content. I do want to get Daredevil out onto the board. I do plan on destroying the Shadowland lane at some point, and so we're not going to drop it over there. Had an opponent pulled my cards onto Death's Domain. It killed Doc Ock and left my cards since I did not play them. Yep. The Death's Domain Doc Ock play is always... I'm not a fan of that one. One more Fast and Furious speed. Yep, we had to do one more. I couldn't end on that loss. We needed to try and turn it around. So we can do a Colossus and a Bucky Barnes to swing this lane and this lane. We don't have a good follow-up to Rescue here. Hey Pilk, thank you so much for the super chat. We'll have that pop up in just a second. The cute little Groot dancing. Pair character lying on the side, raising his hand while saying, "Wait, why didn't it read it? It should have come up with your message. I'm so sorry." Hey Shade, how's it going? I hope that you're having a wonderful day so far. And so they do cap out. They probably have a Nightcrawler as their last card in the big house, I would imagine. That way they don't cap it out. Oh no, so they are going to cap it out that early. So we know what their power level is going to be. He was above your head dancing. No, so the Groot, oh, was he? The little emoji, the pear character? Did I miss it? Oh my gosh. Hey Jugs, you're catching the tail end of the live stream, but thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And so they do a Yondu and an armor. So we're not going to be able to destroy this lane. This one becomes tough now. So 17 power is pretty tough to beat here without being able to drop either our rescue or our destroyer or anything large. We have initiative, so we can go with a destruction here actually. So maybe we do that. Hey Mad, welcome to the live stream. You saw him dancing. Okay. I'm glad he was there. I'm sad I missed him. I'm gonna watch the replay to catch it, but I'm thinking we may play Deathlock to destroy the Ninja and the Bucky Barnes, and then Iceman. Our biggest issue is going to be pushing power in Savage Land here. And since they're playing armor, if we draw into Destroyer, that's great. We can drop it into Savage Land, no problem. I've been playing the Jane Foster deck. Yeah, right now, that is my go-to. That's my go-to deck. It feels so much fun. You can have some really crazy games. And I don't know why. When we first got Jane Foster, I wasn't overly impressed. But it feels so nice to have a deck list that it feels like she performs really well in. Oh boy, we don't get a great last turn play here. The best we can do is rescue. We're gonna play it, most likely lose, but we're gonna play it anyways. That's 4 power versus trying to send them 3 with our green goblin. And maybe since they're running a low to the ground deck, they won't have enough power to push, but I bet they have like a Chavez or something coming in that will sweep the Savage Land. Hey Harry, thank you so much for joining us live, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the content and the latest deck. And Baron Mordo does need some help. He definitely needs some help. Hey Eclate, I'm so glad that you caught us live as well. I do have bad news. We are on the tail end of our stream here. We're a little bit late from lunch, so we'll end up working late tonight. But I'm glad you got to catch us live, at least for a little bit. Outside of Token Khazar, what is another pull 1 deck that you like? An ongoing Spectrum buff. Really? They must not have had any high power pushes for mid. I feel better about ending on that one than the one we did last time. A Spectrum ongoing buff, it feels pretty decent. And when you're in pull 1, you can get by with a lot of cards. So you can do like the on reveal deck with Odin and your White Tiger. You have pretty good flexibility. Khazar definitely feels like the best for climbing. But there are some other ones. Hey Lone Wolf, thank you so much for jumping in and joining the stream. And all the way from the Philippines. What time is it over there for you? I always learn how to play discard deck from your videos. Oh, thank you so much. Is your Apocalypse? So discard deck is still in a decent spot. I can cover it in a video. I have a deck list set up that I've been using kind of intermittently. I can cover it in a video if you guys want to cover like after the nerf to Hellcow, like what it looks like and how well it runs. Sammy, is there a way that I can send you my deck for you to try out? So you can send it on our Discord. If you jump into our Discord, you can find my information to either send it in a direct message, or you can throw it in the Discord channel. So it's in the description. If you are on the YouTube side, it's in the description of the video. Hey Solomon, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, if you jump into our Discord, you can send it to us there, and I'll take a look at it and try it out. Do you have any insight on how to purchase the Battle Pass? I'm playing via non-standard ways. It depends on your non-standard ways. It really it does. I have heard that if you download from the Philippines and you have a Philippines-based a Play account or iTunes account you can purchase, but I don't know what that looks like for sure. But from what I've heard, some people were finding ways around it. Just pulled Brood this morning. Is that best in a Patriot deck? He's good in a Patriot deck, or he used to be good in a token buff deck, so something like a Nikia to buff him up. But that's been kind of stifled for now. So right now, I do think the Patriot would be the best kind of shell for him. And then about how much have you spent on Snap? I thought you asked how much time we spent, which the time is definitely much more than the dollar amount. So we probably spent about $400 refreshing credits every day with the gold, between like the battle pass and things like that. And now we're at a point where it's self-sustainable, so we're able to have our collection log at a point where if they add resources in through the collection into the pool 3 collection, we can pull them fairly easily, now that we're at the end. So we pushed to the end a lot, mainly for content and just being able to play that stuff early so we can kind of get a feel for it and present those decks and those cool combos to you guys. But we're not going to let you leave. So yeah, I do have to go back. We are now at about an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm going to work late this evening to make up for the extra time. But I thank you guys so much for jumping in and joining us for another live stream. I intend to go live again tomorrow, and then Thursday I won't be live for the lunch stream. I have some midday meetings that are going to kind of pull me away. But I do plan on going live tomorrow. I'm not sure what deck we're going to run. But we'll find something fun to run. But I thank you guys so much for jumping in and joining us for the live stream. As always, it's been a pleasure just chatting with you guys. We kind of evened out on our cubes. I don't think we lost any. I don't think we gained any. But we had some good chat in the process. Once again, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for your channel memberships, your just subscriptions, just being here to enjoy the content. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We are going to go ahead and end it here after answering Albert's question. Yeah, we're ready for She-Hulk. I think she'll be good in a Death Wave style deck, but we'll keep it short and sweet. I am ready for She-Hulk. Or if you're talking about the show, or then yeah, we're ready for that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining me and spending this lunchtime with me. I will see you guys either tomorrow in tomorrow's video or tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream if you're able to make it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. This has been TLSG.